Here's Johnny.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho.
And when you're down here with me, you float down.
Like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Friday the 14th podcast.
Yep.
I am the bad guy, Nick H, and the H is silence.
Hi, I'm Mr. Fuentes.
Hola,
Heidi-ho.
Fuentes.
Heidi ho.
Who's
What's up,
Heidi
film
ho?
fans? I'm Juan, the real Juan,
The
and I'm
only
excited.
one.
The only one, and I'm excited for this episode. How you guys been? Good. Happy May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you too.
Everybody have a good week.
A good week so far. Crossing fingers. I mean, I got a weekend ahead of me, so it's stressful.
Yeah. Now it's the countdown till what, May 22nd?
May 22nd. You guys, that's where are you guys going? What's May 22nd?
Where are we going? I know
it
we're
a show?
promoting for a show. Yeah, Fuentes and I and the emo Sao one. The emo
Sao?
one.
The Masao one.
South?
Sao. Franco are going to a show, a comedy show, featuring not featuring, but the main attraction, Daniel Tosh.
Nice.
Man,
That's it's a dude from Tosh Point. I mean, come on.
very excited. I really like Daniel Tosh's stand-ups.
Have you seen any the shows? His shows recently, as far as
I haven't
performances?
seen his recent one, which I don't want to. I want to, if he does his newer material or newer older material, I want to be surprised so y'all can't hear anything for the rest of the night, except me laughing my ass off.
Yeah, I already spoiled it for myself. Just listen to everything he said.
This is true. Yeah, you guys are gonna have a good time.
I had a great time. I'm gonna be holding Fuentes' hand.
And I'm gonna be crying on Nick's shoulder
And then
and
Franco's
laughter.
and laughter. Who let the dogs out?
I don't know. My dog's barking. Let me go see what he's barking at real quick.
I thought that was supposed to be like a tie-in for the today's episode. Pet
I mean,
Sematary.
It very well could be because what are we talking about today, Nick?
Well, we're talking about your movie pick, Pet Sematary, like released in 1980, about 1989.
Yeah, 1989. I did pick it. Even though we're kind of like almost 3 weeks away from the anniversary, it hit theaters April 21st, 1989. But I've always had like kind of an itch ever since I've been listening to you guys. I've kind of had like an itch to listen to or talk about like Pet Sematary with you guys. You guys have done some Stephen King, movies.
Sinking movies. Huh.
You guys did It, right? Chapter 2.
Well, I didn't do it.
The
yeah,
Shining.
the earlier episodes. Yeah, The Shining was the movie I had picked. I mean, Stephen King's movies I grew up watching.
So that's one of the main reasons. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to pick it, just because this is one of those movies that kind of gets some flack from your base average moviegoer, because I don't know why, but I thought it'd be a good topic of conversation to bring up and for all of us to review and talk about Pet Sematary.
Oh man, I don't know why you talked about average moviegoers, and my brain was like, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I mean that's true too. I don't know if you guys are gonna go see it this weekend, but I'm about 24 hours away from going and plumbing my ass down and seeing it tomorrow. So I'm excited. But
I realized I could get tickets to see it tonight for tomorrow, and then I forgot that I told my job I was gonna go do this after work function. So now I'm screwed, and I have to.
You gonna wait till Friday?
I have to wait till Friday. Yeah.
I have to wait till next year. They'll
Huh?
Tell them you're sick.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't. Well, actually, I've been having this little tickle behind my throat, so
Unless they're
maybe
watching
maybe
this.
I will be sick and I'll just go anyway tomorrow.
Unless they're watching this, then fuck. I'm sorry.
No one at work likes me enough.
Oh, well, we're gonna make them. We're gonna
You're
make
gonna
them.
make him.
One
He's
day
gonna-
they're just gonna be like,
he's
dude,
gonna-
that's the guy with the
That's-
face.
Let's send this link to him right now.
Send a link. Wrong link. It's a different link.
Dang, I didn't know Fuentes can stretch like that.
But yeah,
Oh man.
I'm excited to see what everybody's thoughts is on Pet Cemetery. So
The Cemetery of Pets. Oh man.
the cemetery of I don't know how to fucking spell cemetery.
Right?
Yeah.
So you know what that? It's like first of all,
Spoiler alert.
They spelled it wrong.
Those
they spelled it wrong. Starting with an S, and then there's an A.
I know people
Two
probably
A's.
watching this that aren't horror fans, and they're like, they spelled cemetery wrong.
I mean,
Yeah.
who hasn't at least watched Pet Cemetery once in their life? Like, there's no way.
I skipped the third grade.
Oh yeah, it was a book before.
I don't know why, but this movie always reminds me of that other movie about the people that turn into the cat monster things.
Oh, Sleepwalkers.
Yeah, it comes around. It came out around. Well, I don't think it came out around the same time, but it played on like sci-fi networks, which my mom was obsessed with when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it would always be like Pet Cemetery and like that movie. I don't know why, like back to back.
Dude, I want to talk about Sleepwalkers soon. I think the next time that this goes to me, I think I'm gonna pick Sleepwalkers.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a very long time. So
Unfortunately, you're not gonna.
as a
You
kid.
won't ever get a second shot for
I'll never
one.
get a second shot.
No, way.
No.
You really messed up picking this movie.
This is the one and done.
Oh,
Oh,
Nah.
boy.
But yeah, I mean, your pick one. You
present.
yeah, this
Want me
you
to
present us.
So yeah, we're talking about Pet Cemetery. If you guys want to check it out before you listen to us, it's on Netflix. So go check it out. After tragedy strikes, a grieving father discovers an ancient burial ground behind his home with the power to raise the dead. Starring Dale Midkiff, Denise Crosby, Brad Greenquist, and Fred
Durst.
Fred Gwynn. Written by Stephen King, the novel and the screenplay, and then directed by Mary Lambert. You know, it is what you will call it, but I think everybody wants to check it out. It's on Netflix, and then we're gonna get ready to dig into it now.
So yes, it's on Netflix until May the 31st, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what Netflix said.
Yeah.
you know what? I wanted to bring this up like later on, or maybe like I don't know. But before we dig into the movie, what do you guys think about Netflix? Just like we talked about a little bit last week, but it's like plummeting, and they've lost like 200 million subscriptions, and it's like it doesn't look good for Netflix. I don't think they're
200
gonna
million?
200,000. My bad, 200,000.
I was like, whoa.
So
Still even in business?
They lost everyone.
200,000, but like me personally, somebody talked to me about it today at work, and I'm like, I don't think they're going to survive the next 5 years. That's just me. There's talk about them, cutting ties with people who are doing like multi-screen shares and stuff like that, and then they're going to be cracking down on passwords and.
I mean, but that should be any company, right?
Prices are going to be going up again, but I mean, the top tier price of Netflix is already like $19.99, $20, and I think the cheapest Netflix right now is $12.99.
Yeah, I think I pay like $10.99 or something.
Unless
like
you're grandfathered in from the first like 5 years, but I don't know. I didn't know what anybody else's thoughts were. I don't think they're going to survive like 5 more years.
No way, they're gonna put out what's it called, the Kissing Booths Part 4. Some more Netflix original movies.
I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, if Netflix isn't going to survive, then what else will? I mean, maybe HBO Max, because it's like
Well, that's
You
another
know,
thing because like some of the movies that are on Netflix now, they're gonna officially go away because the rights will go up and like a 20th Century Fox movie. Once Netflix's rights go up for that movie, they can't keep that movie anymore because it's going to be going on Disney Plus or Hulu because it's a Disney owned product. Or like a Universal movie, like if a Universal movie, if that contract is up with Netflix, that movie will then go to Peacock. Or if it's a Warner Brothers movie that's on Netflix, when that contract is up, that's going to go on HBO Max. So eventually, these movies are going to go home to their rightful streaming services. Netflix, and if Netflix survives, it's just going to be like Netflix only.
Netflix originals,
Yeah,
kind of like Shudder.
yeah. I don't know. It's interesting.
You just gotta keep pumping out movies. I mean, I enjoyed the recent movie they put out. What was it? I forget what it's called, but it's more like Metalheads.
Oh, Metal Lords of
Metal Lords.
Metal Lords.
Metal Lords.
I
That
think
was a
that's what
pretty
it's
good
called.
movie.
Yeah, it was. It was comedic timing was funny as shit.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys wanted to put in something or.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, 200,000 out of like, and it was kind of a joke, but if they have like even close to 20 million subscribers right now, I don't know. They can probably find out how much subscribers they have, but 200,000 ain't shit. Like, that's a fucking drop in the bucket. Like, I mean, I don't see it as a big deal. Like, maybe they see it as a big deal because it's happening all at once. So one executive went from 5 million to 4.5 million. So he's just like, what the fuck?
Easy come, easy go.
But I don't know. I don't ever see Netflix. It's like the pioneer. Like, I don't know. But I mean, of course, they're pioneers of everything. I mean, Blockbuster, like no one ever thought that was going to go away. And Redbox came and kicked its ass. Like, but then streaming came and kind of, it's not really kicked Redbox's ass, but like, it's pretty neck and neck. Like, there'll be movies I'll see and I'll be like, oh, it's not here. Okay, I can go to Redbox and get it for $1 or $1, almost $2 now, but that's not the point. I don't know.
Interesting.
I guess I don't have much to say on it because I really don't know the specifics. I just don't think it's a lot of. It is a lot of subscribers, but compared to the total, I don't think it's a lot.
Really random, but does Redbox do 4K rentals, or are they still just DVD, Blu-ray?
DVD, Blu-ray.
They're not keeping up with the times. They're going down too.
Well, even looking at stuff like that, like your average person nowadays, though, I think DVD is still like a big seller. Like there's still people who haven't upgraded from DVD to Blu-ray. So
damn,
yeah,
miss out on that quality.
Those heathens
watching
things in 720 or 720p. How dare they?
Want to get into the spoiler-free ratings, or do you have another thing to say, Mr. Rowan?
I'm good. Sorry.
I wanted to say one more thing. And Juan just shows off all his Blu-rays in the back to show everyone how poor they are. They can't upgrade to Blu-ray.
Or it shows off how broke I am.
You broke. Well,
I'm the broke one.
The broke one.
Sorry, I'm a 4K guy.
Dang,
or at least I try to be the 4K guy.
4K bad guy. You got a 4K player?
We've been over this before.
What?
So we've been over this before.
You got like a giant. Oh yeah, I guess you do have a. Your house. A giant TV, 4K TV.
4K. Well, it's not that big. One has a bigger TV than me.
For what?
We're not comparing sizes.
Well, there's like TVs that are specifically for like, streaming 4K, right? Like you can't just get any old regular TV.
Yeah, you can't do regular 1080p. It just doesn't work.
I mean, you get some quality, but it's not the full quality.
It's not the full out experience now. I was just putting this as a little cheap advertisement. I mean, it's like there's a guy on Etsy that makes custom box sets for movies and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
So that's a custom?
Yeah, it's custom. Yeah, the original logo. This picture where he's going through the closet, which I like a lot. and then you have the season of the witch little poster in the back. But
That's
yeah,
badass.
so I can't remember the name of it, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll find it on you just put Halloween box set on Etsy and it'll pop up. I don't get any money out of it, so just doing it.
Speaking of the witch is a horror movie, isn't it?
The Witch?
Yeah.
You would. I said season of the Witch, but you're going with the A24 Witch.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a spoiler alert there.
I have not seen that movie, so don't spoil anything for me.
No. I'll go first then with
Alrighty,
spoiler free rating. Man, out of 5. I know this was my pick, but right now, as the way it says, I think I'm gonna give it 3. Yeah. As right now, I mean, it took me a little bit to kind of like this movie. There were some moments where I was kind of just twiddling my thumbs. For a movie from 1989, I wasn't expecting anything less, but an hour and 43-minute movie kind of felt like a 2-hour movie to me today. Watching it and going over some notes for the show. So right now I'm gonna set it 3.
So I don't want to spoil this for y'all, but I was just really, really bored yesterday, and it was getting late, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm watching this in 1.5 speed." I think it made the movie better, but I gave it a 3.5.
At 1.5 speed, you give it 3.5.
Nick, finish us off, man.
I will finish it off on you.
What's the star rating for you?
All right, man. I'm gonna be the odd one out here. Not that far off, but I'm gonna close it off with a 4.
Damn.
So you got a 3, at 3.5, and a 4.
Not too bad. It has been like 3 years since I've seen this. I watched it last time like in 2019 before I went and saw the remake. So it had been a few years since I've seen this.
I have not seen the remake at all. Would you say that? Well, maybe you can tell me towards the end of this review.
Yeah.
If it's better than that, but yeah.
For sure.
It's updated.
Spoiler warning, go check it out on Netflix until May 31st.
Until May 31st.
Yeah.
That's the only place it's on too, huh? It's just Netflix.
Or you can buy it on DVD, VHS, Blu-ray, or 4K, which I told Juan about. He's like, "What? 4K?"
I mean, I think, I've thought about that in general, and I was like, I'm pretty sure like video equipment was really, really high def back then, but we just didn't have anything to translate it to what we have. So maybe it's possible to have old movies that like that in actual good 4K definition. Because I would imagine it would just enhance more of the flaws.
Oh yeah, like older movies now on 4K, you can like the way they clean it up, and especially depending on the movie, like they really take their time and clean it up. I don't know how Pet Sematary looks, or some of the like RoboCop. I watched it last week, and for a 4K movie, it was still a little grainy. But like if they put money towards something like The Godfather or Wizard of Oz 4K movies like those, like they really spend their time on it. They clean it up and they patch everything together, and it's pretty amazing with how some of the older stuff looks on 4K.
The Shining on 4K is
so like
good.
I would imagine they just like CGI like the little data that's missing or something.
Yeah, they there's a documentary on one of the discs, but like they'll take the film reel and they'll like just scan it and completely just repaste everything together. They edit the sound, add better sound to it. It's a process.
Wow.
Yeah, I would like YouTube it because I mean I can explain it to you, but it's like it just in person it looks way better.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 10 minutes. And I would say like I buy like if there's a Disney movie like Turning Red, for example, came out today. Turning Reds, they're gonna probably put like a $38.99 price on that 4K compared to the $24.99 price of just the Blu-ray. I would pay $24.99 for the Blu-ray because yeah, the 4K is gonna look maybe 5 times better, but for the price, a brand new movie today will look just as good on like Blu-ray. It might be a little bit more enhanced on 4K, but I spend more, and probably Nick will agree too. I spend more money with 4Ks with the older movies because they look so much better than they probably should.
Wow.
This is true.
The more you know.
But in my case, if it's a horror movie in 4K, I'm like going all the way.
I want to see that blood just spill out of my screen.
That's what I like.
I want to taste it.
Tastes like Kool-Aid.
Hell yeah.
What'd you guys think of like some of the opening stuff with Pet Cemetery? Like right off the bat, it teases the big loud trucks, and
yeah,
and the you know the opening credits, and then just the trucks are just like nonstop. Like
there's a lot of that, even after the fact.
Yeah, I did find it interesting. Like it definitely gave you that old time movie feel because it started off with all the creepy song and like all that whatever, and then the family shows up.
The creeds.
Yeah. And then I mean, I guess you had to have known that something was gonna. Like they teased it. Like sometimes I watch movies, especially old movies like this, older movies. I was born in '89, so I guess I'm old too. But movies like this, I try to like imagine like if I was a person and this was the first time this movie came out and I went to the theaters and went and watched it, what would my impression of this movie be? I like think about shit like that, and so I was sitting there like. Okay, I think I would see the signs of them showing the truck kind of popping up a lot, and then even the kid like running over there, and then the stuff about death, like you can see it really early, like they're talking about death a lot. So you're like, okay, well, Cat's gonna die probably because they're already bringing up the pet cemetery, and oh my god, little girl can't live without her dead cat or her cat who will die very soon.
The cat, because they mentioned of getting that cat neutered. Cutting the balls off.
The doctor even says that. She's like, "You get his nuts cut off."
Oh, damn it!
If I was that cat, I would have walked myself in oncoming traffic too.
Yeah, poor cat lost the will to live after that.
Did he, or he didn't? He didn't even get neutered before getting run over.
No, I think he got neutered.
Yeah, he got neutered,
and it was just after.
Or maybe because I know he was taking the cat in with him to work, and he was supposed to get neutered that day at work, right? But they
never show it.
Yeah, well, not only do they not show it, but his first day of work is Victor's truck accident. Victor got hit by a truck, so he like automatically went in and was like, oh shit, I gotta try to put this dead guy's face back together. So maybe the cat did get it, or maybe he was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna take the cat home with me and say he got neutered.
I was saying, man, it'd be like, man, well, that's kind of a pointless thing if you got neutered and you still got run over.
Because when he picked the cat up, spoiler again at the end.
Spoiler.
When he picked the cat up to give it the shot, you saw balls hanging. So I'm like, maybe, that's probably looking too close into detail.
I was gonna say they probably weren't like, this cat really isn't neutered. No one's gonna stare at his balls enough to really notice.
I see dangling.
Only the real one can see those continuity errors in these movies.
He's good. I wasn't even looking at the direction. I was just looking at the cat's face. Like, damn, I felt bad for this cat.
Now that's 1080p there. Look, cat balls.
That's because this cat's already dick mode. Don't care.
Gee, where did this episode turn quick, guys? I'm sorry.
But yeah, as far as favorite scenes, that probably was one of my one of the ones I laughed at pretty hard was the girl was like, "Oh, I don't want Church to get his nuts cut off."
Church, or even the maid.
And the maid,
little maid.
"Oh, going to get his nuts." Yes, cut.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like, "Thank you for giving that colorful language to my daughter." Oh, no problem.
Yeah, she's sitting there saying like, anytime.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole it was like kind of weird, like not weird, but like you could tell like right off the bat, like the overall theme is like death and not being able to cope with it. And like you can like see it from the very beginning when like the wife just does not want to talk about death like ever. Like she freaks out, you know. A lot of my like least, I don't want to say least favorite scenes, I just kind of put them on stuff I noticed. Because they're not really my favorite scenes, but they kind of make me laugh, like when I think about them. But like whenever they go and show, whenever Judd takes them to see the pet cemetery for the first time, and he's like, "Well, at least something good came out of it. The neighborhood kids come and bury their animals here," and that the wife just freaks out, and she's like, "What do you mean something good came out of it? Like, no, this is horrible. It's all shit. They're all shit. No, nothing good. Why do they have to know about death?" And then, like almost immediately after, freaking maid commits suicide.
Was there something I missed with that? She just kills herself. Was there like in
the cat was probably like fucking evil as shit. Because right, that's the death order, right? Is the cat, the maid, and then the little boy.
I think so.
Yeah. So
well,
man, I don't know.
I was like, don't forget about I guess his name was Victor or Pascal.
Oh yeah, Pascal.
Oh, the Pascal.
Yeah, he would be second then. No, he would be first.
I think it was first.
Yeah, it'd be him, the cat, and then the maid.
Then the maid.
And then
Jude,
or the baby.
Gage. Gage was
Gage. What do you guys think about the legendary Fred Gwynn here as Jude or Judd? We'll call him Judd. I think that's more. Judd. Yeah, that's his name.
Well, I'll tell y'all one thing: you cannot understand this man at 1.5 speed.
I don't think I understand anyone.
I had to pause it, rewind it, put it back to normal speed on some of the parts because I just could not understand what Judd was saying. Because he's like just like the worst thing or like this the whole time.
He would sound like Ernest from Ernest Goes to Camp.
Know what I mean?
Is there there's some Google game out reading on here?
I gotta say, the first time that Judd takes first time that Judd takes Lewis up to the actual tribal grounds, this old dude is fast as shit, having no issues climbing these damn rocks.
Is that amazing?
Lewis is just like, "Are we there yet?
We're almost there."
And Judd's like, "No, come on!" And then he gets up there and he smokes like he chain smokes. Like, man, his lungs are shit, and he's still out working this guy.
And then he tells him he can't help him dig the grave.
The whole movie, that's the fakest thing. The whole movie.
The old guy not catching his breath.
Yeah. I don't really care about CGI stuff. It's just the cat's eyes right there. That's the fakest thing.
Yeah, I never really. I just don't understand. Like this movie is obviously based on a book that's probably like this thick, you know. So there's probably a lot of detail missing. I just don't understand like why, you know, Judd would have just been like, you know, I took my dog up here. Wasn't the same when I buried him up here. Let's take this guy and his cat up here, you know, so that he also probably won't be the same, you know.
He tells them after like they die, like the cat dies, and then he's like, "Oh, I took my dog up there, but he didn't come back the same." Well, this is something you should have told me like before we take the fucking cat up there.
Yeah.
Like we already took the cat up there and we buried him, and then you tell me that he came back not the same.
And he's like, why? And he's like, "Oh, I have my reasons." What are your reasons, sir?
I have my reasons.
I have my reasons.
So
I did think the actual burial grounds, looked pretty cool when they finally did get up there. Looked creepy.
It's beautiful. Nice scenery.
Do you also think it was weird that Judd just got so close to the family, like so fast? Like it was just like one of them. It was having picnics with them and everything.
Fit right in.
He just came in. They're like, "Hi, neighbor," and he just Vin Diesel that shit. Like, no,
that's what happens.
Family.
You save a family member, you become family.
Well, I mean, he did offer him it wasn't a Corona, but they did drink a lot of beer together.
Budweiser, I think it was.
A little Bud.
Man, this guy had an unlimited supply of beer. Like every scene he was coming out in, he's all, "It's up, time to bring it out again."
I think it was funny too. Like, I guess at that time, people didn't drink straight out of the bottle or something. Like only a man's man drink out of the bottle. Because I noticed that dialogue where he was just like, "Do you need a glass?" And he's like, "No, good man." Like, okay. I was like, I've never poured a beer into a mug unless it was at a restaurant where they did it for me. Like
into a frozen mug.
Yeah, like I just thought that was like, good man. You're one of the good ones. You don't like your beer bottles in a glass.
I don't have to do dishes when you leave. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We just throw away these things when we're done.
What did you think of Rachel's backstory of her sister Zelda? I forgot even watching the remake a few years ago. I keep forgetting every time I watch this movie that the Zelda storyline is in there, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm almost like, does it need to be in there, or is it just because maybe this is showing that Rachel's not 100% innocent too? Like she had some traumatizing shit happen to her.
Rachel came off as a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, she was like, does it? Yeah, she was telling him like, you know what, I kind of was happy she died.
She's like, I wasn't crying, I was laughing, or it was savage.
Yeah, no, I mean, he noticed right away that definitely was like child abuse / mental abuse. I mean, She definitely didn't have any like reason to be there, be the one, basically the one.
She was like, was saying, I don't want her to die from her own pain, but from our pain. It's like, okay.
Yeah, the whole movie's just tragic in general. Just tragedy after tragedy. There's no silver lining in that movie whatsoever.
Yeah, I looked at some of the special features, and even Stephen King was like, my kid didn't die, but I did have like a house when I was writing this book, and like the neighbor across the street, there's a busy highway. And I think the cat, he had like an animal, whether it was a dog or cat, and I think the actual cat did die because of the highway. But I'm like, something always negative happens to Stephen King, and then the man can just write the hell out of a fucking novel.
He doesn't know how to end it.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize how
he just never wants it to end. That's why he can't end it.
Do you guys think that he has like some? Do you think he has a multiverse of his own, or do you think these stories are all completely separate?
He does have a multiverse. You didn't know that?
Does he?
The Dark Tower?
I didn't know. Well, I know he's got the Dark Tower, but I'm talking about like, do you think any of these books or movies are all connected? Like,
yeah, I started doing research after I read the book. It started trying to like. Well, I didn't read it. I audiobook listened to it, but it was a really good book.
Hey,
but I started. But I went and researched like all the different things, and apparently a lot of his books have like references to like other characters from other Stephen King books. Like I forget which one it is, but there's a movie about a guy going back in time to stop like John F. Kennedy's like assassination or something like that.
The show with James Franco?
I think it's that show with James Franco, yeah. And in that book, they mention Beverly and one of the other kids from It talking about something, but it was like it's like in passing in the book, like. And then these two people, Beverly and blah blah blah, talked about this, and this, and then they walked away, and that was like supposed to be like kind of like their cameo in that book in a sense, and
Nice.
different things. A lot of the Dark Tower trilogies kind of all go together. The turtle gets put inside the Dark Tower trilogy, or I don't know about trilogy, but saga, I guess you'd probably call it. And
like the turtle from It.
Yes, the turtle from It. And apparently, like each one, like there's different animals at different pillars that are like guardians of each like pillar, and the turtle is one of the guardians of one of the pillars for like that world or something like that. Like it's a bunch of crazy stuff. I was like, yeah, I went deep diving into all that shit, but yeah, he kind of has his own little universe, and he kind of hints a lot of different things and in books to kind of connect all of them like they're all in the same universe.
Nice. I am surprised that it felt forever, like getting from the Gage death to maybe the main like creepiness of him coming back to life.
Should have watched it in 1.5 speed.
Like the pacing for me did feel kind of like slow, and if I can use the word, like, I don't know. I just felt like that was like I was having issues not knowing what to do. Like, all right, how many more minutes do we have? For Fuentes, you fast forward through the son bitch. You're like, ah, fuck this. You just start going.
Yeah, a kid died, and then all of a sudden he was in the freaking graveyard digging his body up with Pascal. Like, don't do it.
I know, but it sounds like even when doing that, you still had to waste like maybe a minute or two just to rewind on some scenes.
Yeah, I mean, I had to just to hear Judd talk. Period. Wow. Like, anytime he said anything, I had to go back. Or anytime he said anything that was worthwhile, I had to like rewind it and listen to him.
I'm pretty sure he was buzzed the whole time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just like, I don't know. I do find it like super interesting that, I mean, I don't find it interesting. I guess I kind of understand, like, you know, he wanted his kid to be back alive, so he went and gave this thing a try. I just don't get the ending. Like,
I don't think nobody does. Like, I felt like the movie was. I'm sitting there watching, and like as the little boy's death scene happens, I'm like, oh shit, this is like kind of hard to swallow, especially having like little kids like that age with me, and I'm like, and then he's going through the pictures. So I'm like, okay, it's hard hitting. You're emotionally attached to the kid, the family, and you already know that something creepy is going to happen. But I just feel like the execution of the creepiness wasn't like 110% for me. And I was expecting, I think it would have been cool if they got maybe like a different little boy and made him look a lot creepier than him just dressing up as a Halloween costume, because that's what it looked like when Gage came back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Blue outfit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. As far as like children actors, by the way, that kid did an amazing job. I was like, dude, this kid's so good at making angry faces and pretending to kill people. He's just great at it.
My favorite is when
where'd they find him?
When they use the
from the Final Nightmare, or Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Was it that same kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never sleep again.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
That the scenes where there's a scene where he burns the house, you can tell it's like a little doll dummy, or when he jumps from like the ceiling area, I guess, or the face looked hilarious to me. I think I was like, I don't know, they use like some kind of mask or something like that.
I did like when he bit off Judd's throat.
Yeah, like, dude, I feel like that's therapy right there. Like, all right, now I need you to get into this guy's throat and just rip it out with your teeth.
I will say, anytime that there were like death scenes, whether it was Pascal's body, Judd's death, or the ending with the mom coming back, like all the what would you call it? The makeup and the special effects with the blood. I thought it was all pretty good. I gotta give him a feather in the cap for that. I liked it. Some of the stuff from the 80s would be like, or the early 90s, you'd be like, oh, that's kind of cheesy. But I think the makeup in this movie was really good.
I think, I guess I was gonna bring it up, but what did y'all think of that part where the funerals happen and the dad gets all mad and punches Lewis, and then Lewis gets up and is like, "What the hell?" And then the guy tells Lewis to calm down. It's your son's funeral.
It's your son's funeral. He punched me. What the fuck?
Like, dude, I just got punched in the face and you knocked over my kid's crib. Like,
then he pushed the guy to the coffin though.
Yeah,
he got pushed back. So
Lewis,
what did you do?
I knew body slammed him.
Well, he was the father-in-law, right? He's like, I knew something like this was gonna happen. Oh, did you now?
I wonder if the rating would have went from like a rated R to maybe even higher if the body rolled out of the casket. You know what I mean? Because the way it looked, you saw the hand a little bit, but I'm like, could you imagine if like the body fucking flew out of the casket? It'd be like some Mr. Deeds shit, and he pops out. Adam Sandler tries to put him back in there.
I watched after I watched the Pet Sematary last night. I was doing a little research on like the differences between the book and the movie, and like, you know, just a little article. And I just thought it was funny. The article was like, yeah, normally killing kids in movies is even something that like horror movies kind of stray away from, but like Stephen King don't give no fucks. He was just like, we killing kids left and right. I don't care. Like, and I was like, it's pretty funny.
Speaking of Stephen King, he made a cameo in this movie.
He did at the
funeral scene.
Yeah, the maid's funeral.
Maid's funeral. He's the priest or the father or whatever.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I know what he looks like, but like you have to like point it out before I'm like, oh, that is that guy.
There's that guy. That's him.
I wonder, like, Stephen King wrote the script for this movie. I guess that was one of the deal breakers, like for him to buy it or for him to sell it to the movie company. Like, he wrote this screenplay, but for the remake in 2019, he didn't get to write the screenplay. So I wonder, that's probably why people are like, "Oh, Stephen King didn't write it. Evil dies tonight."
Evil dies tonight.
Evil last night.
Tonight, bro.
What'd you guys think of the Timmy story?
Timmy.
Because
Timmy.
Timmy.
Timmy don't like living.
Timmy. I forgot where I was going. Yeah. Before you see Gage returning, Judd tells him about the Timmy story, and again, Judd's like fucking late, like always. And I thought the Timmy story looked kind of cool because he looked more dead and zombie-like than the kid did coming back from the dead. I don't know. What'd you guys think of that? You like the way he looked, or the Timmy story in general, or do you think that's another like 10 minutes that could have been cut out?
I think that dude was strong to carry that kid up that mountain because he wasn't a kid. He was a full-grown adult. Dang, imagine the hole you had to dig for that guy. Like, he had a tough enough time, getting his kid buried or that cat buried, and then his kid, and then his wife.
Oops.
I didn't get the ending. Yeah, I didn't enjoy the ending. The movie really went downhill for me the moment the mom came in and saw everything and then hung herself. And then the dad using the euthanizations to kill the cat, and then that's how he.
The steak got you a nice fat juicy steak, right? Oh, maybe I told juicy, but
he would have euthanized my ass. You lure me with a steak.
You want this? The cat's like, "Oh, don't you fuck with me! Don't you fuck with me!" He tries to run away. He's like, "Oh, you're too fat." And he just grabs the cat.
Did you guys hate the ending, or Nick? You gave it higher than everybody.
I get higher.
What did you think of the ending?
Well, I was gonna say, man, this movie is actually a pretty good watch if you watch it in 1.5 speed. You get through it pretty quickly, and it kind of you get the gist of the story.
I mean, that is kind of sad though. Like, so instead of an hour and 45 minutes, what it took you like an hour and 15?
It was like an hour and something. Yeah, hour and some change.
Some change.
No, I mean, I liked it for the most part because I really do try to judge movies at its time. It was a 1989 movie. I mean, were you talking to me or were you talking to Nick? Nick gave it 4.
Oh yeah. Whoever wanted to talk about it, like,
but
I know the ending to me is kind of the last like 30 minutes is just like really slow paced. I want to hurry up and get this. I don't know why it's taken so long, but yeah, you both go ahead and answer me.
Well, and again, it's kind of sad, but it's kind of cool that I watched it in 1.5x speed. But once it got to like, I'm gonna fuck up this whole place. Like that was like to me, I was like, all right, this is the action scene, bro. He's where's the cat? Throws the steak. All right, let's get your ass. Oh yeah, you're nice and dead. Come here, little Gagey. Come here. I'm about to fuck you up.
It's no fun.
The determination.
1989. He probably lured him with some Michael Jackson albums.
Hey.
Oh. Not my son. But yeah, I mean, to me, right after that part, that was probably the most exciting part for me. It was like you just saw the determination, the gusto. Like he had a mission, and it was to put his kid back into the ground.
I love the look in his eyes when he's like he's doing that walk. It's on like, oh, fuck everyone up now. He was on a mission.
Yeah, like I don't know, I enjoyed it, but I also saw it at 1.5x speed. So to me, it just kind of went zoop. Here's your steak. Oh, you gotta get it, carry you little bastard. It didn't really it didn't seem as slow paced as probably y'all saw it.
Yeah.
It kind of just went through it, and then when that kid attacked, man, that fight scene that probably was not that fast was very fast for me. Pa pa go. It's like
yeah.
What's the matter, Ralph?
He listened to you watch Pet Sematary. That's what's the matter with him.
Right? He's like,
Pet Sematary.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a little weird too, because so in the book, apparently anything that there was I don't want to say it was haunted, but basically the spirit of the Wendigo was the one that would bring people back to life, and it basically brought them back to life as cannibals. So that was the original story in the book, is that anyone that got buried there basically got revived as a cannibal. But usually also that they were kind of almost zombified, that they were kind of more sluggish and not as smart as they were before. But this kid was really sharp, he was talking way more, and he was flexible. I wouldn't say flexible, but he was running, hiding, jumping out of shit, doing all kinds of crazy shit. And I was like, man. And then even when he got hit with the euthanization, he's just almost like an adult would do. Now I wouldn't say adult, but a kid, teenager. Let's go with teenager. Man, not fair. And just went to his corner. I was I don't even want to play with you no more. You don't even play by the rules.
This way is draining, and he just sits up, falls out. Boom.
I'm just wondering if that kid really knocked his head when he fell over around the end. Because he fell over, and then he's just there. But when he fell over, his head went wonk, hit the freaking side of the wall. I was just what the hell? Did that kid really slap his head against that freaking wall right there? Damn.
Or did Judd knock his? I think he popped up from a little nightmare. He's on his bed and he hits his face on towards the little table.
Oh yeah. Whenever the dad woke up and like fell out of the bed, you saw him hit the corner of that table.
Yes,
And I
his
was like,
face or his head landed on the table, but he was selling his back more than his face. That's what it was like. What are you doing, man?
damn, dude, you hit your head hard on that freaking coffee table nightstand. Like, what the hell?
My
But
back.
again, I'm watching everything at 1.5x speed. So to me, it went whack, and then fell immediately after. I was like, damn, that guy fell hard.
Son. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Overall, I mean, I think I pretty much enjoyed the movie. I like the whole kind of like idea of like the theme being death and people not able to like cope with it. The overall theme and wanting like a way out. Like I thought was kind of like, what did Judd say? He said something like, "What you buy is what you own, and what you own comes home to you." Like, I thought it was like weird and ominous and kind of like cool, and a lot of Judd's sayings were really cool throughout the movie. I thought those were highlights that people don't really talk about as much, but his little sayings were pretty like, oh, that's kind of cool to hear. You know, a man's heart is stonier or something. I don't really remember the phrasing.
It was all the beer.
Yeah, he was just drunk, babbling shit.
Sometimes dead is better.
Yeah, sometimes dead is better. I guess I do have a couple of plot holes. Well, not really a plot hole. The first one we already talked about, which was why would Judd have him bury the cat after he didn't have good results with his dog? Like, he was just like, no, I'm gonna tell him how to do this too. Which we kind of already touched on. The other one was, Pascal came to help Lewis. You know, at some point he's like, you know what, you tried to help me, I'm gonna help you. And then he kind of shows him Pet Sematary, and then shows him where not to go. And then, like, almost immediately after, that's where he goes. Like, so how did he help him? Because it's almost like he led him to do it eventually. Even though he was supposed to be like the guardian spirit in a sense, like, he kind of showed him, the way in a sense. And then double fortified it whenever Jed was like, yeah, let's come this way. The ominous spirit told me not to, but maybe he really wanted me to. I don't know. What do y'all think? Like, he did say he went to help him. Like, how do y'all think? Was that supposed to help him? Or you think it's just a mistranslation of movie to book? Like, maybe in the book it was a little more helpful, but in this one was just like a general idea of how he helped him?
Nick, you want to go?
What? He was like one of those, what do you refer to him? Like the little angel and demon, where you don't even, like, you just ignored the shit out of him.
Oh,
It's like, I don't give a damn what you say. I'm going to do what I want. He was on a mission to bring back his family.
I kind of got the opposite vibe from it. Like, when he kept bugging him, when Pascal kept bugging him about it, I'm like, okay, maybe he's trying to get, what the fuck is his name? Maybe he's trying to get Lewis to dig up his own body and take him up there to Pet Sematary and like waking his ass up. That's kind of the vibes I got from it. Like, maybe he's telling him for that reason. Like, wake me up, take me to Pet Sematary. I don't know. I honestly didn't really get some of the dialogue that he was Pascal was using. Like, unless is he wanting to get like reborn again through Pet Sematary, or is he? I didn't get the vibe from he's trying to stop him from using it. Because if you want him not to use it, then just don't tell him where it's at.
He was snitching on Lewis because he would try to get through Lewis's daughter's dreams or like visions.
Yeah, like he genuinely seemed like he was trying to help. Like, it's just the way the movie translated it was just like, why show him if you don't, like you just said, why show him if you don't want him to go there? Like, why put the big shiny red button in front of him and say, hey, don't push this? Like,
Yeah, Lewis is your dad's mindset. The scene where he digs up Gage, and then the police are like, they're shining a light over there. The red nose, you clown. No, but it was hilarious because there's like a big old hole dug up, and they're like, "Oh, we don't see no one standing over there," but that dug up space doesn't look very sus. Keep on going, guys.
yeah.
I think
It was
that's just
very-
the whole concept of even Pet Cemetery 1, 2, and the remake. I think that's why these movies kind of get just
There's
a
a
little.
Pet Cemetery 2?
Yeah.
Yes. With Mr. Krabs.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Mr.
So that's why I think, like, you know, these movies kind of get just a little bit of flack. A, the endings are kind of just like blah, and then B, they're kind of just a little misleading, especially looking at like the name of the movie, the posters. To me, the movie is not as creepy as the posters or some of the trailers proceeded to be. But I mean, I honestly think you can say that for maybe a lot of Stephen King movies. I know the diehard readers of his novels, like, say most of the movies are shit. Me being a huge movie guy, I've always looked at Stephen King movies. Now, other than The Shining, you guys can attack me if you want. Other than The Shining and maybe the new It movies, but you kind of don't really count those. But like, other than The Shining, I think his horror movies turned from novel to movies are just okay. I don't think his movies are just like jaw dropping, or, you know, maybe he's a master. Maybe his novels are masterpieces of horror, but to me the movies are just like, they're fine. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, do you guys kind of feel the same way, or are you guys like in love with a lot of his stuff, even the movies? I'm just asking these random questions because this is the first time that I've got to talk to you guys about Stephen King movies. So
Stephen King movies.
Well, Carrie's one of them, right?
Carrie's one, yeah. Carrie's
Firestarter is another one.
Cujo.
Salem's Lot. Children is Born.
There's a Salem Lots movie.
Christine.
Salem Lot.
Poltergeist. Right.
I like Poltergeist.
1408. That's like a little mini
Silver,
story.
Yeah, Silver Bullet. Misery.
I guess it's kind of like 50-50. It's really a hit or miss usually, it seems.
Rima.
Like
Maximum Overdrive.
yeah, because there's some movies I pretty much enjoy, and then others I don't enjoy them as much. I mean,
Go ahead.
I did like Poltergeist. I don't remember Cujo. I don't think I've ever really seen Carrie or Firestarter.
I've never seen Firestarter.
Is that a movie? That's a movie, right? That's a movie that got made into a movie
with little Drew Barrymore, and that's actually a remake. The remake is coming out in a few months.
And I
was just say, like, he doesn't like the Jack Nicholson version of The Shining. Stephen King doesn't, but he likes the made-for-TV movie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
No, go ahead.
He's just, I don't know. That's weird to me that, you know, The Shining is just this aura of a film, but I think it's more because it's more of a Stanley Kubrick film. Like, Kubrick put his own stamp on The Shining, and it's like it's far from the book. That's why Stephen King didn't like it. I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's just an interesting topic of maybe some movies that we could talk about later on down the line.
No, I agree with you. You know, some of his books are masterpieces, and I mean, a lot of people say a lot of his books are masterpieces, but obviously, you know, it was pretty successful. You know, The Shining was pretty successful. What are other movies? I can't think of any others off the top of my head. Pretty much like what you were saying, like, you know, it's like Batman and Superman. Like, those are the ones that get talked about the most, or remade the most, or whatever the most, and then all the other ones are like, oh, well, you know, they're there too.
Like Salem's Lot Salem's Lot, I think, is getting either a remake or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think it's getting a remake. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. He is one of those names that you hear and everyone's just like, "Oh, Stephen King, this is gonna be amazing." And then,
Is that how you feel? How about when you hear the name R.L. Stein? How does that make you feel?
like, I'm gonna get goosebumps.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, apparently those what are those Fear Street movies? That was were R.L. Stein as well.
So yeah, that's
What,
kind of.
Doggo? What do you want?
We didn't touch on the ending, I know, but the ending. Rachel he carries his wife up there, buries her, and then she comes back with pus coming out of her cheek or her eye or some shit. She's pussing up for him,
And he slurps it up when he kisses her.
Oh yeah, he literally. They suck each other's pus, so then
what?
she grabs the knife, and then it goes to the end. So
Fate's black.
Yeah.
He really thought third time was a charm. She just recently left, so it's not gonna be like the others.
Interesting.
All right, I got some taglines ready for this.
It's got some taglines ready.
Yep. All right.
Tag it.
Pet Cemetery. Dead pets, no problem. Dead family members, bring them over. Pet Cemetery. Why get a 12 gauge when you could just get a gauge?
Mm.
I'll let y'all have some in.
Let's see. The tagline is sometimes dead is better. Sometimes beer is better.
Sometimes beer is better.
Pet Cemetery. I couldn't really think of this one. I wanted to say it, but I think it's too cheesy. Pet Cemetery. No, I'm not going to say it. Mine had something to do with a pet detective.
Pet Cemetery. Don't do it.
Pet Cemetery.
Like Pet Cemetery, where things don't play dead well.
Pet Cemetery. If the grave don't bring him back, Jim Carrey will.
Pet Cemetery. Not again, Lewis.
Oh, Lewis.
That Pet Cemetery. I should have never showed you this place. Judd.
Where your dreams go to die. I mean.
Pet Cemetery. Hey, Gage, you lost your shoe. That's fucked up.
But I mean, what would have happened had he not tripped on the grass? He probably would have got hit too.
That just to shows you, no good ever comes from flying a fucking kite.
I mean, the sister, daughter, she's like, "Oh, well, God damn it, it was my turn to mention." Instead of those exact words, but she's getting all pissed off.
Yeah,
So you little shit.
The guy who's the famous guy got electrocuted from a kite. Fucking Benjamin Franklin. Yeah, no good comes from flying a kite. Fuck those kites.
Pet
Stay inside
Cemetery.
and watch movies.
Pet Cemetery shouldn't build a fence.
Pet Cemetery, not for kids.
Oh, how about this one? This one's good. Pet Cemetery. Sometimes the book is better. That's all I got. I'm all pitched out, guys. I'm sorry.
Pet Cemetery. There's a part 2.
There's a bunch.
There is a part 2. Speaking of part 2, wait, that's on the other show, right?
Is that UHD or what?
Yeah, never mind.
What? Are you about to do a to be continued?
We're about to do a crossover.
The crossover.
There is a Pet Cemetery 2. actually, when I was younger, that's the first one that I watched was Pet Cemetery 2 because I found it at a pawn shop on VHS for like 50 cents. And it's got Edward Furlong in it, who is the little kid from Terminator 2. And I love Terminator 2, so I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Pet Cemetery 2's got terrible fucking reviews, but to me it's not that bad. I would put it right there with the first one.
Underrated?
Maybe. I think it is a little underrated. But surprisingly, Mary Lambert came back to direct the sequel. But the sequel got shit on all over again. So, and then you guys not seen the 2019 version?
No, I haven't seen it.
I've seen it. I don't remember it, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of this. There's only one twist, and I won't spoil it for Nick just in case he wants to go out and see it. But they do a little semi-twist with this one, with the 2019 one.
They do a couple of twists, actually.
They do, yeah. John Lithgow is Judd in the 2019 movie, so that's pretty fun and a breath of fresh air. So I like John Lithgow. I think he's pretty cool. But yeah, I would recommend you watch like the 2019 one like this week if you can find it. If you don't have it or if whatever it's on, I thought it was a pretty good watch, and it's an hour and 40 minutes, and it goes by. To me, it went by pretty quick.
Watch it at 1.5x speed and go quicker.
So, but yeah,
I know Juan hit the ending. So, how would you end this movie?
I would have ended it with the little boy not dying. If you're going to tease like a sequel that way, I would have teased it with him not dying. Yeah. And I would have, yeah. But I would have liked to see Pascal somewhere near the ending as well. Like
he was
maybe right. But I would have liked to seen him like at the very make him like the child poster for this fucking franchise.
This show. He's a star.
Yeah. Like it seems like I would like to see his ghost or whatever you want to call him tied into some of the other, if they knew they were going to do a sequel, like tie him into it, make somebody else, make him have somebody else go into the Pet Cemetery. So now, and actually after watching this one, I can't remember how the second one starts off, but it kind of made me want to watch the second one again.
Starts off on a spoiler, not bad.
But yeah, that's how I would have ended it.
I would have ended it like pretty much right after he was deciding to set the house on fire, and then after he set the house on fire, just having Judd, like pretty much what they did with Judd's words going in the background. But then after that, the wife came in. But just like it happening and just kind of him just watching this whole house go down in flames, and that's pretty much it. Pretty sure he would have went to jail because, I mean, how do you explain your kid's corpse that should have been already buried, your dead wife and Judd all burned inside a house that you evidently set on fire?
Was this the prequel to Firestarter?
Right.
Nick, what about you? Do you like the ending, or would you have completely changed it?
I think he, I mean, I don't say he has nothing else to live for, but he did have a daughter. He had one more daughter. The remaining of his kind, but I mean, he should have just burned himself in the house.
I mean,
set the fire and just stayed there.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Or he has everyone alive. He doesn't try to do anything. He has everyone burn with him.
I kind of want to give him some slack because, the ending was dumb, and what he did with his wife, taking her up there to try to get reanimated and thinking, there was a chance. But, he just mentally just wasn't in the right place. His kid died, then his kid became a homicidal maniac and then killed his wife. And all his shit was gone. He was just like, you know what? I'm going to go do this. It didn't have to make sense because he mentally was unstable at that point. He was just like, nope, I'm gonna do this. Because I mean, you're right. He had I wouldn't say any normal person, but like, you have another kid to live for. Like, why just throw it all away? For a chance after everything you've done. You've done it twice. You brought back a cat who became a dickhead, and then you brought back your kid who became a bigger dickhead. So you think the third time it's going to be even better, and your wife wasn't going to be a dickhead.
Third time's the charm. Like I said,
Like,
it'll work.
I don't know. It was very strange, but also at the same time, I just think he just wasn't mentally all there anymore. Like he just had lost it.
Yeah,
he was
too far gone.
He was done.
He was done.
Yep.
Cemetery.
I mean, it could have ended with Pascal destroying him while he's looking at the house being burned down, or I don't know, like everyone's just dead and you just see Pascal.
Told you it wasn't going to end well.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah.
Anybody's ratings change after this podcast? Did it get lower?
I'll leave mine at 3.
What's up?
I'll leave mine at 3.
What about you, Nick? You still think it's a solid? Well, I think you said it was a solid 4, but
you still
think it's a 4?
Yeah, I would say it's 4. It's one of the better adaptations. It's not really saying a whole lot, but but yeah.
Yeah, I'm still pretty pissed that they didn't put the turtle into the new It movie. I kind of hated the ending of the new It movie too. Thought it was kind of cheesy, but maybe I need to rewatch it again. Maybe to get the feeling. What, Ralph? What's wrong?
The cemetery.
But yeah, I think I've had all I have to say about Pet Sematary.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Anyone else have anything else they want to add before the end of this podcast about this movie?
On to the next. What's next time? What's next week?
Well, that's a great question. I need y'all to fill like 1 minute of time for me to look for a movie. Because I forgot it was my turn to pick.
I don't think it is.
It's next week to pick.
Is it not my turn to pick?
No, because you picked last week or the week before. There's someone in your house.
Yeah, I thought Nick gave his away to you. Or are we now adding you in rotation? I wasn't aware of this.
Nick,
what did you pick?
What did I pick?
Yeah, what'd you pick? What'd you pick, Maine?
Oh, damn it.
Are we doing Ace Ventura, Pet Detective?
Oh, you wish.
Ventura.
We're gonna. I'll tell you what we're gonna pick. I'm gonna describe it.
You're gonna describe it?
I'm gonna describe it. No, I'm gonna grab it. I'm trying to
wrap your damn hand around it.
remember where I put it.
Grab it, Nick.
Grab it.
Pull it out.
Oh, you want me to pull it out? I'll pull it out. I don't know. I don't even know where it's at. Damn.
Man, sounds like some serious problems.
Well, we will be reviewing a movie.
Show it already.
Don't rush me.
Let me see it.
God dang it.
The suspense right now. The movie we're reviewing, we're gonna review Final Destination.
Final Destination, yes.
The Final Destination.
Dang. All we do is win! Oh.
No, it's Final Destination. The Final Destination is the 4th one. Gotta be more specific.
So we're doing the
Final. Yeah, the first one.
Final Destination.
I believe that's on Netflix.
Hell yeah. That's a good one.
So, yeah, I mean, you want to see the guy who played Casper.
Oh yeah, that's true. I love Casper.
Can I keep you? Oh man,
I
gives
thought
me
we were going to
chills.
review Casper. Now you guys make me want to talk about Casper.
We are.
It's not
That's
on
it.
Netflix. Final Destination. You have to rent it on Vudu, Amazon Prime, YouTube,
Oh.
Google, Apple TV, or you have to go out and buy the son bitch.
I mean,
yeah.
I thought
is-
they would have maybe had it. I think part 3 and for what? The Final Destination.
Part 3 is on Netflix. Part 2 is not. The final is on Netflix, and Part 5 is on Netflix. But the original,
The
from
original.
2000, it is not on Netflix.
See, I think it's probably be a fitting pick since there is the word that there's gonna be a new Final Destination movie.
Oh, yeah?
Supposedly a reboot.
Nice.
So, yeah. I was trying to find that Blu-ray to show off, but can't find it. So, but that's the movie I choose for our next Friday the 14th podcast episode. As far as UHD, Juan and I are reviewing the H Silent.
Pull it out already, Nick.
There you go. Now I'll pull it out.
Silent
Man,
Hill.
Juan, stop being so impatient. I'm pulling it out. You'll enjoy it.
Sean William Scott is in Final Destination. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, I don't remember him even being in that movie.
Nice.
We're reviewing Silent Hill, man.
It's a James Wan movie.
James Wan, what?
No,
Oh,
Wong.
Wong. I was like,
You know, Huang.
Wong.
I think I'm going to have to change my name for the Final Destination movie. The real Huang.
The real Wong.
The real Wong.
The real Wong.
Hell yeah.
The real Wan. It's spelled James Wan. Didn't James Wong do the Dragon Ball movie?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that is.
The Dragon Ball live action movie. Dragon Ball Evolution.
Doesn't exist because it was so horrible.
That was James Wong.
Got to put back on my clown nose now.
Final Destination, May 18th.
Be ready for that.
It's going to be a fun episode.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. So excited.
Can't
I
hide it.
just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. Oh. That's a sexual song.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Silent Hill. Looking forward to that next week.
Nice. Next week, May 11th,
Yeah, that's...
8 p.m.
We're starting at 12 a.m.
Midnight.
Then it'll be Thursday. So what do you say Wednesday? It's all Thursday.
Hell yeah.
And we got stuff to promote.
Who wants to go first? I'll go first.
Okay.
Monday, I'm talking about Doctor Strange. You guys can find me on the Instagram. One word, CINEMEN921. Cinnamon Movie Podcasts drop Mondays at 9 p.m. This Monday, we're talking Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Don't spoil. Be good. Be nice. And we're also talking our top 5 Sam Raimi movies. So that's what we're doing Monday. Yeah.
Spider-Man 3 is number 1, isn't it?
You got that dance, man. I'm telling you, there's some competition. I think the Evil Dead might say something though.
Ah, Evil Dead.
Yeah, he's got some good ones. So. What about you, Fuentes? Where can we find you?
If y'all don't know, I do rap music. You can check me out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to streaming audio music. Just search Mr. Fuentes, and if you want to follow me on my Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, it's at Mr. Fuentes 361, and go ahead and check it out. And I don't think we've said this enough, but thank you all for listening. For y'all getting this far. We really appreciate it. This is something fun that we do, and it gives us a reason to chit chat and talk crap about horror movies.
Or praise.
Or praise. The occasional praise.
Yes. And you can follow me at the 4K Bad Guy on Instagram. You can follow me on God damn it. You can follow me on one's OnlyFans website. Not bad.
I'm the only fan.
He's the only fan.
The only fan on OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, man. It's not really much news on my end, so yeah, just 4K Bad Guy it up. Maybe subscribe to my channel. Maybe I'll post something on there. Maybe not.
Damn.
Like the post the likes.
Post the likes. Yeah.
You guys give us some love, we'll give you some love back.
We'll
Get some sugar.
Love it hard.
And I want to say thank you not only to everybody like that's listening out there or watching, but also thank you to you two. Like, you guys have been like more than welcoming for me coming in here and talking movies with you guys. I love to talk movies, and now doing it with you guys, I think it's awesome. Doing stuff like this makes my week go by super fast because I have stuff that I do as well. And then Wednesdays, I look forward to coming down here and just hanging out and chilling with you guys, talk about movies. So thank you both for being as good and gracious and friendly as you guys have been.
I'm not gonna lie, that first half, I thought you said thank you, YouTube. And I was like,
Thank YouTube.
YouTube has been good to us. I'm glad that somebody's thanking them.
Thank you, YouTube.
Thank you, YouTube guys. You guys.
I was like, all right, YouTube. Like, good job for letting us stream on here and talk about what we talk. I was like, damn, he's really shouting out YouTube. Go on. And then I was like, oh, you too. Oh, both of us.
Bono.
The band YouTube.
Yeah.
Man, how many more sponsors you getting out there, Juan?
But yeah,
You don't know
thank
how
you
much
guys.
you inspire us. You too.
It's been a pleasure having you on. I don't know. I feel like somewhere that towards the end of the year saying this is my departure has been a fun ride.
No.
It's been a long time without you, my one.
It's closing time.
It's closing time.
You guys ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty.
It's my bedtime.
It is. It's everyone's bedtime. Thanks for watching us. Remember, folks, always been a bad guy. Stay classy.
Johnny Depp.